Welcome back, everybody. We are here. We are live. We are in color, in animation, in Funimation, whatever. Just us. It is myself, Meelz, and the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff.
Yeah, man.
And we are back on episode 20.
Yeah, dude, this is monumental for me.
Episode 20 of the Lookout.
I like
bro.
episode 20s.
Listen, this is... We're here. I mean, we're here at this point.
Over like 30 hours probably of Dragon Ball Z time.
Gotta be more than that. Gotta be more than that. Between everything that we talk about and the tangents we go off of and all the questions we have for everything, oh my god.
It's crazy, man.
Shout out to everybody who supported us through these 20 episodes. Shout out to everyone who on Twitter or in my text would be like, yo, I love listening to The Lookout.
I know, it's awesome, dude. Like we get so much like real ass love. It's not even like, oh, you know, we're cool with Jeff and Meelz, so we support you guys, but it's way different. Like it's
people
like,
love the discussion.
Yes,
people are going back to watch stuff because we're talking about it, which is very, very cool.
Yes.
Would love for the show to continue to expand. Would love for us. If I don't know, are you a anime con person, convention sort of person?
Yeah, I would love to go. I would love to do something like dope. I know me and you, we spoke about like getting together at some point and doing something Dragon Ball Z related or you know, some kind of event. But yeah, dude, I mean, I'm all about that.
Listen, if you have a convention, and not anything else, and you're looking for two, dashing, black men, talk about anime, potentially, maybe secularly just around Dragon Ball Z. If there's some Dragon Ball Z convention or something like that, please, hit us up. The movies,
also, man, I want to get some female fans on the show too.
Oh my god! All right, so here's what
I was thinking about that, and I was like, I know there's some female fans out there that watch.
It's very hard to watch. It's very hard to find a woman who watches Dragon Ball Z religiously, I think.
I'm pretty sure they're out there. I know we probably have some.
So for us to like get a guest on it that speaks about it, I feel like I would need to like cross-examine them. Not cross-examine them, but I would be like, all right, so what's the mode of thinking? What do you do? Like, where does this come from? How do you able to stand it? Because literally 99% of your gender does not mess with Dragon Ball Z.
So I want to know why you do.
They don't mess with Dragon Ball Z outside of knowing there's a guy named Goku, there's a guy named Vegeta, and maybe Frieza, and that's probably it.
We gotta find them. I know they out there.
Listen, if you know any women who appreciate Dragon Ball Z and appreciate it enough to talk about it, or long form podcast, please hit us up.
Yeah, seriously. I think it'd be fun.
RNC Radio Live on Twitter. You can hit me up at Meelz TV. That's MEELZ TV. You can hit Jeff up at Old Newsboy and let us know. Like, at them. Let them know and make sure they're cool. Don't all our guests are cool.
Yeah, seriously, son. We just about it. If you about it, we about it.
If you about it, we about it, bro. I wanted to forego the last time on the Lookout for this episode.
Yeah.
Just for some like recent breaking news, and we're taping this on a Sunday. It'll be out on a Wednesday, so by the time you hear this, it'll be old news, or maybe it'll still be in the news. I would like.
It shouldn't be old news, but we know how things are.
I would hope it's still in the news because this is incredible. This is a monumental tragedy at this point. I want to give my prayer and my thoughts to everybody in Jacksonville. For the recent shooting over Madden. It was just, you know what, this is a video game tournament, and it's still, and we're still in this era. We're still at this time where we're completely still talking about mass shootings like every couple of weeks, every other day. It's happening every day. I mean, it's not reported on in major news, but it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's unacceptable. Madden, regardless of what kind of event it is or convention or sports or anything like that, concerts. We've seen it happen at concerts, sport, everything. It's unacceptable from top to bottom. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. It doesn't matter. Like, this shit's unacceptable, bro. Like, it can't happen, especially not at events where there's children, where there's people having a good time. And it's just not okay, man.
It's not okay. I mean, quite frankly, this is a video game tournament, and the shooters, apparently lost the game, and then came back and decided to take a number of victims, which is not cool.
Yeah.
I for one think that people need to look into, maybe in our school systems, we need to look into maybe closer in with therapy and things like that, just to sort of, because I don't know what goes from, if you're playing video games, you're losing. You've experienced, losing before.
It's a part of being a competitive player.
Right. So the fact that this is the result, especially at a video game tournament where there can only be one winner, the odds are if you're not the best, you're going to lose. And someone to have this reaction of that makes me kind of worry about the psyche of people, just in general in America, because this is going on for far too long. And then we also need to just do something about gun laws in general.
Absolutely. And this isn't just about see, now it's not just about rated mature games or violent games. We're talking about a Madden tournament. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just unbelievable, man.
So our condolences, our thoughts, our prayers, our everything, our support to the families of the people affected in this tournament. Currently, there are, 4 fatalities in this and injuries, and there's gamers who were just grazed by a bullet and just kind of like saw their life flash before their eyes as they're doing this. And it's kind of a scary situation. So, it's just, once again, our thoughts, our prayers, our support, our everything.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I don't play Madden religiously, but if that tournament was in my area, that would be something I'd be interested in going to. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, damn, like that could have easily been in Atlanta or in New York or you know what I'm saying, or in California. Like, so it's just, it's just one of those things, man. It's unfortunate that people can't just go have a good time somewhere without worrying about their life.
It's insane, bro. But let's steer back on course.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we came here to talk about, which is Dragon Ball Z. And we are deep into Buu Saga, man. I think we're past the halfway point. Would you consider us,
I think so,
after this episode, past the halfway point? Because quite honestly, from this episode, I think Toriyama's really just riding off the seat of his pants at this point.
Yeah, you think he's just like, I got to get through this.
I think he's literally. I don't think there was an end game to this, except maybe that Goku has to win. I don't even think that was the end point. We're going to go through that on this episode, but there's a lot of things sort of going on. And to me, the series is just this arc at least is just being ripped by the seat of his pants.
It's a juggle, man.
There's a lot of things going on and a lot of, directions that are changing and just a lot of characters that are dead and brought back, and a lot of characters that are highlighted and not highlighted, and then a lot of characters that just become, when they really have no purpose, they're either killed or just become a part of Buu. So it's a very long, a very long arc. But this episode, I think, is going to end up being more directly highlighted on Gohan. And Gohan's just, evolution through the years, and then Gohan, his representation in this Buu arc here, because it's kind of crazy how things happen with him throughout this arc. It's kind of crazy what ends up happening and just the amount of time that was spent making something happen that didn't happen. But
yeah, we're around the time what we're about to be talking about. It's some of the stuff that I was least interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of they try to anticipate things that ended up being not as important.
Right.
So,
have you? All right. So maybe this will be a good parallel. Have you been keeping up with the manga of the Tournament of Power?
No.
You have not. Okay. Wow.
No, I have not.
Are you interested in it?
No. Yeah. Absolutely.
Are you interested? Do you know what happens? That there's a fight between
talking about the Gohan and Kefla situation. I've saw that there was they had a whole nother thing going on with it, but I was honestly just waiting for it to end before I could I wanted it to finish so I could just clear it off, and just read it. That's usually how it happens.
We're in this binge society now.
Bro. I really enjoy it. Like, there's shows that I just wait for it to finish and I'll just catch it when I can stream it all, because I love to binge. Like, I will watch all day if I can. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just to get through it. I enjoy it. It's like it's just something about I'm not with the whole to be continued. We came up in that era, so
We 100% did. We're kids
so
of
like
that.
I'm done with that stuff, dude.
Oh my God. All right. So the what happens in this, and we just talk about it briefly. I'm
Yeah,
sure
of
at some
course, of
point we'll
course.
talk about it in full when it's finished and we can wrap it all up and we can talk about the actual manga at some point. But Gohan has a fight with Kefla and they both get knocked out. But Gohan says some words. He's just like, I'm not representing, as part of, I'm not like a Saiyan. I'm not
What did he
representing
say?
he's representing the planet Earth. He's representing humans.
Okay.
He's not necessarily representing Saiyans. He's like, I am a human. I represent humans. I am fighting for, humans. I'm not a Saiyan in this battle. Something along those lines. I have to find
That's what he said, huh?
I have to find it. It was something that irked me. It was something like, are you dead ass?
Usually like it. So what about your culture, bro?
This is, to me, oh my God. All right. And then I remember I tweeted, I was like, everything about this, what Gohan said in this chapter made me want to kick his ass. He says, let me put it up directly.
My man done forgot where he came from, huh?
Bruh. He says, but yeah, they end up getting double knockout, and Gohan's eliminated. Gohan's eliminated before a lot of people, actually. He's eliminated before Master Roshi. He's eliminated before, androids, everybody that he's eliminated quite early. And it's just kind of like, this is the fate of Gohan that we have here. And so let's talk about Gohan in the Buu Saga. Let's run back to the Buu Saga because we have Gohan on the planet of the Kais. He has just broken the Z Sword accidentally. He has unleashed Old Kai. Old Kai is free, and he offers. He sees that there's great potential in Gohan, as everyone does.
As everyone does. I was about to say, yeah, of course.
But there's great. I mean, I feel like for Gohan, from his standpoint, there's always pressure with great potential because I feel like I've always been told I have great potential to do things my entire life as well. And everyone would be like, yo, you're smart. Like you can do all these other things. I'm like, bro, I'm not that smart. Like,
like, thanks for seeing that in me.
Thanks for seeing that in me, but I'm not that smart. I remember specifically there was someone, I was in the corner store once and then like someone came up to me, just someone randomly. And it's like, I don't know if he read my like body language or he can find keys or something like that. I don't know.
What did he say?
He said something. He was like, yo, you're a good guy. Like you're a genuinely good guy. And I think you're going to go on and do amazing things. I had no idea who he was. Like this is the first time I'm ever meeting or knowing or having a conversation with the stranger. And he just, I guess from my body language, which is something I like to, pick up too. I feel like I'm fairly decent at reading body language. And
that's different though. I feel like body language is something everybody should adapt to. Right. You got to be able to read those body languages before you make a move on anything.
But he just read me like a book. And I was just like, well, thank you.
It was like, you're a good guy. Your age, so-and-so. Your birthday is.
Right. But that's how I feel like what's been going on with Gohan for his entire career, not career, but his entire life at this point. He's always been told he has great potential. His potential was unlocked briefly on Namek before. And he became considerably stronger. He's had all these amazing fights. He had fights against Frieza. He's fought against Cell and defeated him. He's always been told he had amazing potential once he locked into his emotions and become a great fighter. But his life was never destined to a fighter.
I feel like everyone around him cared about his potential more than he did.
Yeah. But I feel like he cared, but I feel like his priority was studies. He wanted to become, he says on the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, like, I want to become a great scholar. And I think that's something that his mom always instilled in him, was to be a great scholar and, don't grow up like your dad.
I guess.
Who has no idea what panties are. And in the first episode of Dragon Ball, just like lifts up Bulma's dress and just like starts patting her,
Yeah, trying to see what's going on.
But Okai says, listen, I want to, I feel there's great strength within him. If he is strong enough to break the Z Sword, which he thought a Kai would do, shout out to Supreme Kai. That's Supreme Kai shade over there. But if he's strong enough to break the sword, he's strong enough to be able to have his power raised up. And
sounds like it makes sense.
It sounds like it makes sense. I mean, I feel like it could have been Goku in a different world, or maybe like it could have been Vegeta, but this was clearly, in terms of the writing aspect, just clearly cultivated for Gohan, and to me, a plot point to there's a major gap in power levels between Gohan, Vegeta, and Gohan, Vegeta, and Goku.
Gohan at some point, I mean, we all know that there was a huge jump off after Cell and what his life turned into and what everybody else's life turned into. So they've been kind of feeding us that different approach the whole time. It's just every time they want Gohan to do something, it's quick. Let's teach him this.
Right.
Let's see if he's
but everyone realizes he has the potential to be one of the strongest fighters on Earth. I feel like Vegeta knows it, Goku knows it, everyone around him knows it. It's just him accepting it. But it's weird because you would think throughout this entire story he would eventually live up to his potential. But he never actually does. Or maybe we just haven't locked into his full potential. Or maybe he just isn't because he just hasn't accepted the life of a warrior.
Man, I feel like Gohan is what he is. Like I really don't. Even when we get back to the series, and it's back on, and there's new stories. What do they? What else could you do for him? What else is there for Gohan?
That's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, I think at this point he's a secondary character in this show. He's not featured in. I mean, when it even gets to Super, he's not even featured in all of the arcs. I think he's really featured. I mean, there's development throughout the arcs, but it doesn't get to the place it does until he reaches the Tournament of Power, which I think is a nice little story. It's a nice little rebuild of Gohan, but we get the aspect that he has potential, and Okai wants to unlock that potential.
It's really the same. It's really the same. The same idea. They just wrap it up and do it different.
But really, we'll get back to Gohan. Let's run through Majin Buu. We're back to Majin Buu. We're back to the Lookout. He has literally destroyed almost everybody on Earth, with the exception of probably the people on the Lookout, Tien, Chaozu, Mr. Satan, B, and a couple other people. A couple of people are probably safe on Earth. But he has used the human extinction attack, and he has wiped out everyone. Shout out to Ugly New York Rob, who was on our last episode. If you have not listened to that episode, please go back. Yes. It is an amazing episode. Piccolo asked for one more hour, but Buu has no concept of time, so he's like, "What the hell?"
It's like, what are you?
What is he?
What are you talking about?
What is 1 hour? And he's eventually granted that once Videl steps in. He's like, "This is the daughter of Mr. Satan. Listen to her. All she's asking for is 1 hour. If you're not going to do it for us, do it for her." And which I think continues to play up the bond between Buu and Mr. Satan, and Mr. Satan's role as like someone who's done great good in this series, in this arc, as opposed to what he did in Cell Saga, which was all pomp and circumstance. And then Piccolo summons the hourglass out of nowhere because he has that power apparently.
Yeah, man, he be pulling out old powers. Look, Piccolo be pulling
little heart of the card action.
Yeah, like he just gets stuff. I feel like he's gotten stuff from past fusions, and he's just
the man made Gohan an entire fit last arc.
I don't know where he gets this type of activity from, man.
I don't know, man. Tons of training. Listen,
it's almost like Namekians are like some type of wizards as well.
They might be. There's all different types of Namekians. There are warrior races. There are the ones like Dendays who are like healers and like, wizards and all this other stuff. There's ones like Guru who can unlock power. So maybe
they've just been destroyed so many times.
Yeah, and maybe
we haven't been able to untap it.
Maybe Piccolo's just really like the most fully realized Namekian there ever was.
Yeah, I think he's definitely.
He's got a little bit of himself. He's got a little bit of his dad. He's got a little bit of, Nail. He's got a little bit of Kami. He may be the most well-rounded, most fulfilled super Namekian, if we're going to go back to that term, that there ever is. But
I don't have a name.
We get our first kill on top of the Lookout, and it is Chi-Chi. What are your thoughts on this? Just in general, it kind of happened very fast and very quickly, and I don't think we truly got to absorb that Chi-Chi's dead.
I mean, bro,
Buu turns her into an egg.
I think that's the best way to kill Chi-Chi if you're gonna do it, because it doesn't seem
Like he's not gonna like decapitate a woman.
right. Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't really seem like
Put his hand out and blast her right in the face.
It's not a violent. It wasn't violent. It wasn't violent. It
We
was
had enough
violent.
violent. We had enough violent between that Fidel and Spopovich thing.
Yeah, and then of course, I mean, I don't know. We talk about deaths in Dragon Balls. You know, I mean,
yeah, there mean nothing. I mean, she was turned into an
we
egg.
we know she's going to be fine.
She walks up to Majin Buu. She slaps him for killing Gohan. She's like, "You killed my son. I want you to bring him back." And he says, "Eggs. I like eggs. Or do you like eggs?" Or something along those lines. He turns her into an egg and then steps on it right in front of Goten. Goten sees this. He's ready to pounce. He's just woken up from his nap. He's ready to pounce. But Piccolo says, "Listen, you know you stand no chance. The only chance we have of survival is if you guys go and train in Master Fusion."
Mom, where are you going?
What? Whatever it is you're doing, Chi-Chi, stop it!
You savage! Do you even care that you killed my oldest son? You look at me when I'm talking to you!
Do you like eggs?
Huh? My mother.
Also, we have Dragon Balls. Chill out, man. Chill out, man. She's gonna be all right.
So Piccolo and Krillin throw Goten and Trunks into the hyperbolic time chamber.
Gotta be the youngest.
Gotta be the youngest. I mean, imagine just learning about this different dimension after your nap. You're waking up, you're being thrown into a place and being told to train for 6 months alone with no adults. If I'm 6, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
For real.
But they're in the chamber, they're training. They don't have a lot of time. Buu is restless. He's like, listen, fuck this hourglass shit. Like he's there counting every.
When are we gonna get it popping? Yeah,
he's counting every sediment of sand, and he's like, nah, this is a dub. I'm not waiting no stupid hour. Like this is a lot of sand.
Sand, bro. He don't understand. He's like, we trying to get you a stronger fighter, but he's like, look, bro.
I had a thought about Majin Buu, but quite honestly, this hourglass that Piccolo made, it could have been any amount of time. I mean, the man doesn't actually know what an hour is.
I was about to say Piccolo should have really been out there resetting that sand a few times. He got all these type of different powers we didn't know about.
Listen, man. I'm sure he just didn't want to get killed immediately.
I'm sure. He's always been that way.
So Piccolo says, "Listen, all right. If you're ready, we'll head to where they're at." So they're walking around the chamber. I mean, they're walking in all time. I didn't know that shit was that big. They're walking.
You know how they do when they go to when they show you things from like a walking standpoint. It's always far as hell, and then when you see it from a sky view, it's like, oh, this place ain't that big.
This place ain't that big. They're walking down stairs. They're climbing down ladders, up ladders. There's like rooms they're going through. There's like stairs up there. Everyone's following them for some reason. They're like stairs upon stairs upon stairs upon stairs. I'm just like, what is going on here? Did not know the Lookout was that big, but the Lookout is a very interesting place, quite honestly. I mean, I feel like it would be...
It's like an illusion building.
There might be an article on Wikia, the Dragon Ball Wikia thing about the Lookout, and just like how much rooms there actually is. Because
you would think we'd know more information about that, huh?
I feel like there needs to be... Yeah, you think, right? I feel like there needs to be like a full map of this shit. Like there's rooms. Like there's...
I'm sure there is somewhere online.
Oh my God. All right. nonetheless, they're taking a long way, and then eventually they get there. They get to the hyperbolic time chamber. They open up the door. Buu goes in and he sees Goten and Trunks. And Goten and Trunks have already practiced. They've already coordinated. They're in formation. They're like, we're planning to stop you, Buu, and you're going down. Something along those lines.
Some real
some cute
kid
kid
response.
Shit. Yeah, and you're going down. There's a thumbs down and everything. Like, oh my god. And then Majin Buu just like dub, and he just punches one of them.
Well, enough of this. I've been waiting for this.
And he says, like, literally, Goten is just like, what are you even? Trunks is like, what are you even doing? You're supposed to wait for us to power up before you get into action. Like, you're not supposed to. And you can clearly see that
they've been watching too much television, man.
This fight is not serious.
No, it is gimmicks. It's all gimmicks.
It should be serious, though. You think of everything that's on the line and the people have died or anything, and you think that would maybe be motivation for Trunks and Goten because, I mean, for Goten, he's lost his mother and he's lost Gohan at this point, or at least what he believes.
I feel like that's what I'm saying. The deaths don't seem as like, you know, when people pass away in this situation, there's supposed to be a lot of anger and revenge involved, and just like
I feel like the only time we got that was the Cell Saga. That's maybe.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Buu as a character in general, I mean, as violent as he is, he's very he's cuddly violent.
Yeah, I mean, there's comedic aspects to him because he's mixed with the Majin Buu. There's a little playful aspects to him, but this fight with Gotenks to me may be one of the most disappointing things in Dragon Ball, just because they built up to the fusion.
Mm-hmm.
This fusion is supposed to be this thing. It's supposed to be this penultimate. It's supposed to be the thing that knocks out, Majin Buu. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be. There's so much that's on the line. Vegeta blew himself up for this moment. Gohan nearly died for this moment. Chi-Chi died for this moment. Like, everything is sort of going on, and they're not taking it seriously at all.
No.
They don't start out full power because they think that's how fights are supposed to go. Maybe they've been, which I don't know where they got that from, because Vegeta's like, yo, we on. Vegeta don't waste no time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if that was an ego thing or if that was just like, I don't. There's a lot of things that didn't make sense, especially from what they know already.
With the aspects of fusion, there's wild ego that's involved. I feel like beyond their power level, that raises exponentially. The ego, everything else raises, because no fusion I could remember besides probably Kibito Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they ever like just cool standard dudes?
So always some weird mental thing going on.
Yeah, it's always
they're stressed out about each other.
They always know they're super strong and they could end this anytime and just choose not to and choose to play around with their opponent. It's happened with Vegito, it's happened with Kefla, it's happened with Gotenks. It's just like, but this fight, that should mean a lot. I mean, we're getting new moves. We're getting, what's Gotenks' move set? Let's talk about it.
It's a lot of gimmicks. You got
Super Ghost Kamikaze.
Yeah, the Super Ghost Kamikaze move, which is it's unique and it's cool. It's fun. I don't dislike it.
I don't dislike it either.
I like it
to
on
me,
fighters.
at least, to me, it's something that you'd probably see a villain do more than a hero. But it's still cool that he's able to get to this point where he, can do that. He has that. He has. Let me see. He has
the rings.
The what's it called? Galactic Donut.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. But the Galactic Donut is a thing.
Yeah, well, I'm about to say that's still a thing.
That is still a thing. I forgot what the donut thing is called, but it's just, he's got so many moves. He's got Galactic Donuts. He's got the Super Donut Volley. He's got the Charging Ultra, whatever. There's just so many things, and it's just so
Revenge Cannon. Let's see. I'm going through. I'm on here right now.
I never saw Gotenks using the Wolfang Fist, but it happened. Shout out to Yamcha, who doesn't even have the move anymore. Gotenks took that. He's like, yo, it's mine now.
Continuous die missile.
Oh my god.
They got
fucking Hyper Tornado.
Galactic Donut, Big Tree Cannon.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Ultra Charging Ultra Boo Boo Volleyball. The volleyball move.
Listen, None of this is good. None of this gets the job done. There's one that almost gets the job done, which is the Super Ghost kamikaze attack. But when Buu figures out what it is, he's just like, "Yo, I'm just don't have to."
I can get past this easy. This ain't it.
Gotenks Piccolo realizes that this fight is going nowhere. Thank God. And he says, "Fuck it. This is what we came to do. This is what I knew was always going to happen." And he says, "I'm destroying the entranceway." And they're locked in this dimension forever. And that's just the way it is. He destroys the entranceway to the hyperbolic time chamber, sealing everyone in that dimension forever, which is probably, Chi-Chi and Bulma's, worst fear. Because she even says at a point in this, is like, they're children. Like, how? So I'm supposed to take solace in the fact that if they lock them in the chamber, they're going to die for us to have to wish them back. Like, they're children. It's kind of crazy.
And that perspective always ends up happening for them. It's like, the dark ties and the light ties, they be trying to throw too much in Buu Saga, man. It's like, sometimes people are super emotional and then it's playful. Like the Vegeta moment's huge, right? It's one of the saddest moments ever. And then the series goes super playful, but on accident. It just doesn't. The way that it's played off, man. And then they want you to feel sorry again,
right? Immediately
after that.
It's a lot of emotions, but they appear to be sealed inside that dimension forever. But Majin Buu, in all of his, anger, his anger, the way he screams opens up a vortex back into a regular dimension, which is like, what? This is
okay.
We're doing it. The series is already as crazy as shit. Might as well, right? He opens up the series and he manages to float back into the other dimension before Piccolo and Gotenks could. And when he gets back to Earth, he kills every other Z fighter. He's like, "Yo, it is a wrap." He turns all of them into chocolate. Krillin tries to make an attack for it. He tries to, be the guy. He tries to go for it, fails. Literally everyone gets turned into chocolate one by one and eaten. All in the span of just a couple moments. And there's no one on Earth who could stop Majin Buu. Everyone's dead.
But we still know what this is all leading to.
This is leading to back into the dimension where Gotenks is mad at Piccolo. He's like, "Why did you destroy the entrance anyway?" He was like, "Because you didn't seem like you were going to win." He was like, "I always had a trick up my sleeve." And Piccolo's like, "What the hell? You trick up your sleeve? Like, we're fighting."
We don't have time for that, man. You need to do this right now, bro.
So Gotenks, unveils his final trick. And it makes a lot of sense considering how much Trunks and Goten were interested in the Super Saiyan 3 form. Mm-hmm. But he says, "Ta-da!" And he does that thing. And then, here they are, Super Saiyan 3. The youngest Super Saiyan 3 ever.
Yeah.
It's too bad. I wish there was a crowd around to see me do this.
Huh? What are you going to do?
Just try and guess.
This is no time for your games!
Party pooper. Okay, stand back. Ta-da! Ho!
Gotenks, what's happening to you? What? Your hair? Your body? You've been transformed!
You like the new look? You should. Man, I rock. Yeah, just leave everything to me. Hey! With all this crazy hair, I barely recognize myself. At least it's better than pointy ears.
You've become a Super Saiyan 3. How did you do it?
It's no big deal. I'll tell you about it later. I can't stay like this for long. I'd better get to work.
They seem to have a much better handle on it than Goku for some reason.
I think it's because there's two of them, maybe. That was always my excuse when I thought about that. So as to why, I mean, obviously, we find out it still wears off, but I just think
actually their fusion ends faster with them in it.
Yeah, which that makes sense. I guess sense, yeah. At least they keep it, they still keep it within that line of Goku's situation. But Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks it's always been a dope look. We talked about it before this.
Mm-hmm. So he turned Super Saiyan 3 and they managed to break, a hole into the next dimension and get back to Earth. And
how are they?
I don't know.
how are they that powerful at this point?
I don't even want to explain it.
That's like super stuff.
Well, so they're power rivals that of Majin Buu at this point, which is the first time that happens in this series up to this point. So he rivals Majin Buu. And Gotenks is, they get back to the Earth and they start fighting him for real. Like, they start fighting him like, yo, we can't take this guy seriously anymore. He's embarrassed us so many times. He's, killed everybody. We start fighting him and they pretty much destroy the Lookout. Like, the Lookout is gone. Like, Mr. Popo would be so angry.
Our home.
Oh, my God. Gotenks begins actually getting the upper hand through this entire fight. They land back on Earth. They're fighting some more. The kamikazes attacks are working. The blasts are working. I think at some point he actually cuts him in half with like a beam or something. And Majin Buu is about to be. It looks like he's close to defeated, but
so we think.
Super Saiyan 3 wears off, then the fusion wears off,
and then we're back to square one.
And then we're back to like, and they're like, listen, what if we apologize?
Maybe that will work.
Maybe this will all go away if we actually apologize. And Piccolo is just like, I feel so sorry for Piccolo because the man has not fought a lick. Since that Android 17 thing. He hasn't got his hands on anything good. The man has become a babysitter, a very strong babysitter over these last couple of years.
Training young Saiyans.
I mean, if that's his role, maybe that's his purpose. Maybe that is.
Training their kids, training all Saiyan kids. Yeah.
Maybe it is, man. Maybe it is. But they catch a break when Majin Buu falls asleep, which is the most random thing ever.
Buu sleeping becomes a normal thing after this too.
He falls asleep, and they're like, and Piccolo's just like
his only weakness.
I'm like, come on, let's go! Like, this is our chance to escape, and you guys want to like touch him or stuff. Like, they want to actually see if he's asleep. Which, if I was 6 years old, that would probably be my response too. I would probably be like, "Yo, is he actually asleep? Let me walk up to him and like, when you like your parents are asleep and you go up and you start poking them, or like,
oh yeah, like, are you really asleep?
Like, are you really asleep? Like, what's going on here? You start doing all that stuff. That's essentially what they did. What wakes Majin Buu up is everyone senses a power coming. Everyone senses it, and you'll flash back to the the land of the Kais, where Gohan eventually, after over 24 hours, his powers are they're boosted. He is what they call. How do you refer it to as? There's two names for this.
What are you talking about, Gohan?
Yes, there's Ultimate Gohan.
I say Mystic.
I say Mystic Gohan. I'm a Mystic guy. I'm from old school.
Yeah, I love that name. I mean, I love Mystic Gohan. I thought it was like, I love the new look. I like the fit was hard. The sword stuff is sword stuff, man. But Mystic Gohan, man.
Mystic Gohan. So like Supreme Kai is just like, listen, all that Super Saiyan stuff is showbiz. I'm going to unlock your true potential, so you won't even need to turn Super Saiyan.
Hey, he was wrong, by the way.
What do you mean?
In the long run, he was wrong, man. He went the wrong direction.
I mean, but Gohan has always been at his strongest when he's in this mystic sort of form. Like,
That's true.
even when he turns Super Saiyan, which he goes back to turning Super Saiyan after a while, because I just feel like he generally has forgotten how to become Mystic again and forgotten his true potential, which becomes a thing in the Super Tournament saga.
This kid's not a fighter, man.
Yeah, he's not. He really isn't. But he's unlocked. Everything is there. Goku wishes him well. Supreme Kai, brings, I think it's Kibito who brings him there or something along those lines. And he says, listen, I want to fight in the same, gear that my dad fought in. And which I thought was nice. It was a nice little touch. It was the first time that Gohan has truly embraced his father as a fighter and looked up to him and idolized him as opposed to like Piccolo or something.
Now you're on your own. The lone Saiyan.
Hey, Kibito?
Yes?
I need your help. I want to change clothes, but I don't have exactly what I want. My father is the greatest fighter ever, and I want to fight in the same clothing as him.
Of course. You're quite respectful. Now explain to me exactly what the outfit looked like. What color was it?
How about the one he was just wearing? That's the one. Thanks, Kibito.
Anything for a savior. We anticipate great things to come from you, Gohan. Please don't leave us and the world disappointed.
No way. I'm not gonna start disappointing people now.
Yeah, I think it was a nice little moment. I mean, I guess it really ends up not meaning anything.
Oh, come on.
But sure, man. I mean, if you want to wear Pop's gear and embarrass your own father like this, sure, man.
All right, so let's run back. So Gohan arrives on the scene in the coolest intro ever. He's got new music.
Yeah,
his cowlick in the front is like fresh. His fit is fresh.
Everything looks. It's like his hair is like.
They call it. Oh, it's Goku. No, it's Gohan. What they say when they had Superman? It's a bird. It's a plane.
Yeah,
no,
that's exactly what you're right on. You're right on the mic.
It's Gohan, and Gohan shows up. He like swoops in all cool and shit.
It's my turn.
It's my turn. My man is like, he's like Majin Buu's just like, who is this guy? He's probably been sensing him too. He's like, listen, I'm not here to fight you. I want to kill you.
Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Huh? What is it? It's mind-boggling.
It's a person. Yeah, someone's coming.
But who is it? I've never experienced a power like this. It's outrageously strong. It could be a new enemy. Boys, stay close. What? I don't believe it. It's Goku.
No, it's my brother, you guys. Gohan. Are you positive?
Gohan.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey there, Gohan. Hi, Gohan. What's up? We all thought that you were dead.
I would have been if it wasn't for the help of Supreme Kai, but that's all in the past. I think it's time to focus on the here and now.
I've known you since you were a boy, Gohan, but I hardly recognize you. Your face, it's changed a little, and your power has increased dramatically. But that's not it. It's your attitude. It's so different. You're so confident.
Where are the others?
They're all dead. He killed them.
Huh? What about Dende? Is he alright?
Him too. Mom, Fidel, everyone, Gohan.
Fidel. Mother. They're gone. And without Dende, we can't wish anyone else back. And they were good. I turned them all into chocolate and gobbled them up. So, Hotshot, you want to fight Majin Buu? Fight you? No, I want to kill you.
And then you get the like little, end of the episode rockstar music that Gohan has. Like, listen, he's in his moment right now. He's in his moment. Man is doing all types of moves. He's pulling out all types of, Gohan with the dance moves. I'm talking like
this was like this is the moment that people have been waiting on again. It's like, all right, Gohan's here. Let's see what happens.
Mystic Gohan is one of the, the greatest power-ups in Dragon Ball, in my opinion. It is one of
I think it's a bit underrated.
It's one.
I don't think people talk about it enough.
I feel like it's underrated for a reason. I feel it's underrated for a reason.
Yeah, it's Mystic.
Yeah,
it's on Gohan. Yeah.
I feel like it's because it's on Gohan. But Gohan in his Mystic form, he's very confident. He is winning this battle. He's fighting Majin Buu and he's kicking his ass, quite frankly. The man is like pulling out all types of shit. Back kicks, front kicks, punches in the face. Gohan, Majin Buu's trying to like throw himself as a ball towards him, and Gohan stops it and shit like that. Like he's got a whole new tune to him. Like my man is out here. Mr. Gohan is, I just can't, think anymore. I would love for it to be like a Mystic Gohan who also embraces Super Saiyan and manages to merge the two together.
That would be dope. Do you think that's in his future? Because that's not a bad take.
I mean, that's not a bad take, but I feel like if it was going to happen already, it would have happened.
It would already happen. Yeah,
I feel like
what more Mystic?
I mean, but maybe it just hasn't. Maybe it's just more training and more development that Gohan has to go through to be able to attain this.
No, I'm very, very, very curious when we get to Super again. It's like,
because Mystic is kind of like this, like it's not Super Saiyan God because it's not like a Saiyan thing. It's just like this kind of like very high, like almost divine sort of state where you're just kind of like, yo, everything is popping right now. Like I'm popping. My power is at an all-time high. I don't have to turn Super Saiyan and waste a lot of ki doing that.
Exactly.
Like, everything is going well. Majin Buu's like, yo, this is a dub. I'm about to try to blow myself up to get out of here.
This man's like, this still ain't it, man. Yeah. I don't really care.
Like, so Majin Buu tries to blow himself up and everyone gets out of Dodge, and now they're finding other survivors. They find Dende, they find, Mr. Satan. It was just like, very awkward when you find your girlfriend's dad and you got to save him and shit like that. It's just an awkward situation. This is not how you wanted it to go. Let's see. They find Dende. They find Mr. Satan. This is Mystic Gohan to me, and it was supposed to be the moment where the series reverted back to Gohan.
I like the Gohan and Mr. Satan. I mean, the Dende Mr. Satan under your breath.
Oh, I mean, you know what? It could be a good.
The survivors remaining.
Listen,
Dende
to me,
and Mr. Satan.
The Dende and Mr. Satan thing.
You think that was it? That was the.
I feel like it could make a couple good episodes of filler.
I hear you.
Where Mr. Satan is just like this macho man who believes he's stronger than he is, and Dende is like this like nerdy, kid with a gift of gab, gift of powers and shit.
Yeah, man.
It could make a good little filler series, good little chapter in the manga or something. I don't know.
Mr. Satan should definitely be on a lookout more than he is.
He should 100% be.
He is a lookout character. You know what I'm saying? For real, dude.
This moment is super strong for Gohan because it just feels like he's going to take back what is his. We started this arc featuring Gohan in the Great Saiyaman saga as the hero.
Full circle.
He, as any hero goes through, he has a few setbacks when he's almost killed by Majin Buu. But, he's coming back. He's making a great statement. He's returning in hero form, and this is what a hero's return should be like. And I'm assuming this is what Goku wanted. Goku wanted Earthlings to protect themselves, and you feel like the Earthlings should be the one, and not him.
You think that's probably how exhausted do you think Goku's life is overall? Now we know that
with
he
people
enjoys
trying to
new
kill
fighters.
him every other couple of years,
and we know that he enjoys the thrills and the fights. But I feel like it's much more fun for Goku when Earth isn't on the line. When he's on Earth and there's an enemy, I feel like it's completely different to when there's a threat elsewhere, or it's not necessarily like for example, the tournament in Super was like, okay, well, if we don't win this tournament, our universe is destroyed.
Right.
But I just feel like when he's on Earth and some shit's going down, it's always different.
I mean, you think that he's more lackadaisical on Earth?
I just feel like he's so involved with trying to have a good time in his fights that something reckless always happens because of that.
Always. The man didn't take his fucking virus medicine and almost got a heart attack in the middle of a fight.
Absolutely. And it's like, we know, like with Gohan, when Gohan Super Saiyan 2 or with the Cell situation, he had, it was almost like
traits.
It was almost like Gohan had a mix between, like, he just took whatever he had between Vegeta and Goku, and it was just like this really just nasty, arrogant version of a Super Saiyan 2.
It's the Saiyan in him, man.
Yes.
It's the Saiyan in him.
Yes.
But then the Earth part
It's
of him
not him.
isn't that
It's
great
not
either.
him.
The
It's
Earth
not
part of
him.
him isn't that. Earth part of him isn't like, let's kill everything either. So it's
he's his best person when he's not really involved in that type of stuff.
Buu, they find a couple people. They're happy Dende's alive because it means the Dragon Balls are still intact. Everyone's happy. But Buu emerges with a plan. My man has waited. He has put himself back together, and he has put his brain to work. And it's just a weird, the man who can't necessarily tell time, but can formulate an entire scheme.
I'm saying they make him seem like he's just a dumb, super strong villain.
Yeah, but the man is actually smarter than he thinks, but than we all think. But he emerges with a plan, and a well thought out one at that. The man, he approaches Goku and Goten and Trunks and Piccolo. He's like, "Listen, I'm ready to fight you guys, but I want to fight those fused ones." And Gohan's like, "No, you're gonna fight me." And then Goten is like, "No, if he wants us, we're gonna fight." And Piccolo is just like, "I don't know about this. Like, if he usually wants to fight you, that means he has a plan."
Right. It's like he's asking for you specifically right now.
Don't give him what he wants, but them kids are gonna do whatever they want to do. Yeah. So Gotenks becomes Gotenks again. He becomes Super Saiyan 3. And they're getting ready to fight, but little do they know that Majin Buu is, a little Ivan Ooze action. Knocked off some slime.
Ivan Ooze?
Listen, I don't know what it's called, bro. I don't know what it's called.
Salute Ivan Ooze, man.
Salute to him. Big facts.
I really love Ivan Ooze as a villain. I always have. I can't believe you just said that.
Listen, original Power Ranger movie. Yeah, bring it back to Power. I'm hearing they're doing a sequel.
To the remake that happened a few years ago. The remake that happened, I guess that was like 2 years ago. I want to say it was 2017.
I want to say it was like last year, maybe.
Well, it didn't do well.
No, it didn't at all. But they hinted at a second movie in it.
Well, because I mean, I'm sure they signed up for 3 movies, when it happened. But I just the promo wasn't great on that film.
No,
but Power Rangers, I mean, I'm down. Sure, make a second, put Ivan Ooze in it, and let's get it popping.
Listen, I'm down with it as always.
Please bring Ivan Ooze back.
I love the original movie. I love the movie that I saw last year. I thought it was good.
I liked it too. But you had to go in a Power Ranger fan. You can't go in like looking for
right. And you're just like, why is this such bad compared to like every other superhero movie? I'm like, well, listen, because they're fucking Power Rangers.
They're Power Rangers. It's just watch the film and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Don't get me wrong. It's way better than the Dragon Ball live action film, which again we are going to talk about at some point.
look, I can't wait till we actually talk about it. We can give that an hour and a half for real. But like, it's one of the most goofy. We definitely need to talk about that.
I have not seen it in full, so I'm very.
You haven't?
Excited. No, I've never seen it in full.
I've seen it in full a few times.
I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Oh, dude, that's a must watch. You will literally.
Do you think we can do a mashup of late fees and The Lookout? I don't know if they'd be willing to do it.
I don't think you think J5 wants to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Listen, if you want to see this, if you want to see this at RNC Radio Live and say, listen, we're ready for the late fees Lookout mashup, like 8 people in one chat room just like talking about Dragon Ball Evolution.
It is such a bad movie. I'm sure there are Dragon Ball Z fans out there that like it just because it's Dragon Ball Z and it's live action.
I will never respect you if you like that movie for the sake of
it. But it is really not a good movie. I mean, there's definitely some key things to talk about. Like, it's some goofy things to talk about. Some differences in the anime and this movie, and I mean the characterization of it, the character development. They really don't have any. It's mostly, hey, if you haven't seen the series, then you're not going to get any of this. But
no, pretty much.
That's it, dude.
You know what? Let's run back on track. Majin Buu's doing things here. He's actually doing things. My man has a plan. He has a plan. He is absorbing Gotenks.
Yeah.
He also decided, I'm also going to absorb Piccolo.
Give me Piccolo. This fool been sitting around talking shit about me on the side.
Listen, no, he's not even that. He's like, listen, if there's a man who's the brains behind this operation, I don't want Gotenks because I'm going to just become some sort of goofy idiot. Like, there is a brain behind this entire situation. Piccolo is a known warrior, and he's already picked up on that. He's picked up on Piccolo being the coach. He's Piccolo coaching Gotenks and being able to coach Gohan and all this other stuff. Man. He's learning, and he just says, listen, I also want a piece of Piccolo. So he gets his meat and the greens on the side and gets it all together in one meal. And I don't know if this is like Super Gotenks or it's Super Buu, or is this like Super Buu Tanks?
The one with
just Buu and Piccolo.
Oh, I mean, I didn't really.
There's not a name for it.
It's like Super Buu 2.
There's not a name for it.
There's no name for it.
There's no name for it. Let's go there. Let's continue calling him.
It's still Buu. He's just Buu. Yeah.
It's just Buu. I'm super strong, and Gohan is fucked, and in a way that is much more than physical, because Majin Buu is already like outclassing him physical wise, but now he's using mental warfare on it because he has Piccolo's brain. That means he knows all of Gohan's insecurities about him fighting. He knows how to.
He knows them.
He knows them, and
he knows them now.
And in the second, this entire moment that Gohan had for maybe 4 episodes has been completely taken away. Your thoughts on it? Just watching it now as an adult, or even as a kid, what did you feel about it?
Man, I think it's like they build them up and then they just wreck them. It's like an accident almost. And I think it had to happen because now we clearly see again what this was supposed to be about, and it's really clearing the way for, Goku, Vegeta. Everybody can't be. They have to take everybody out to some extent in order to make things happen. It was just like a cycle. Vegeta and Gotenks going, Gohan getting outclassed. It was all just to set it up for that dire need. This is it. We have nothing left. Of course, who's left? What's the only thing we have left to have faith in? Man,
it is Gohan, and this becomes the story of Gohan's entire thing, because this
changed his life, bro.
This changes, but not only changes his life, but it literally changes the way everybody thinks of him moving forward. It's kind of a very scarring deal, because the what he built up with Super Saiyan 2 and everyone anticipating that and everyone wanting that. And then he's back with this mystic form. He gets a new form, which the new form might as well just probably be to sell merchandise because it's kind of his own distinct form. It's kind of like Goku with Super Saiyan 3 or Vegeta with like his Pepsi Blue Super Saiyan God or wherever it is. It's literally Ultra Instinct, whatever. It's to sell stuff. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. Trunks is, his anger mode.
Future, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But this is a scarring thing that Gohan never fully comes back from because he's outclassed entirely and he is exposed entirely because it just shows that he was completely depending on his power to get him through this fight, but he never actually learned to become a martial artist. So everything
it was all potential. It was all what he all had powered up to be, but there was more. You needed more than that.
But it was all of that, and so it's kind of like he's not a fighter. Buu is able to take advantage of that, knowing Piccolo. He's like, Piccolo would be very disappointed in you if he saw you fighting like this. He's like talking through the battle like he's like Psycho Mantis and like Metal Gear Solid, and he's just like, bruh, it's so crazy. And just as I don't know, so we had about like 15 episodes of build up to this.
Yeah, we did.
Of him powering up.
15 episodes I'll never forget.
That just mean nothing now. Everyone thought he's dead. He comes back in this cool form. Everyone, it's just.
I just think they like to do that, man. I feel like they love to put the viewer on edge of like, okay, now what? And then they give us the now what.
Right.
And that's just always how it happens. I mean, would you have been satisfied if this was Mystic Gohan time and he was the one to somehow handle this?
I would have been interested in sort of how the fight came across. And I think they could have given the fight a little bit more legs. Kind of like what they did with, the Goku Black Saga, where they're just like, they're continuously fighting him. They're continuously fighting Goku Black and Zamasu, but not quite finding the opportunity to win, but then eventually they do. Like they come back with a plan.
Would you have liked it if they didn't? I don't want to say make Gohan so strong. Make it seem as if he was going to be more of a factor, or would you have more him been overpowered prior and go back and then try to figure out more, or is it just like, hey, we'll get Gohan all this new stuff and then he's going to get overpowered immediately?
You know what? I thought maybe a situation. It's just very weird. It's just. They buried
him for Goku and Vegeta.
They really did. They
really
buried
did,
him
bro.
Big time. Like a lot of rocks over him because he loses in pathetic fashion. I mean, this fight is pathetic. Like the man is trying to run in this fight. Like he's running for his life. Like a little, like scared. He is legitimately scared because it's not only Gotenks is there, but Piccolo's in him as well, and he knows everything about him. Like, and there are a few times where Gohan just like, I have to win. Like the time he gets like wrapped up in the beam thing, and he sees that he's about to die, and there's like the sense of like, oh my god, I'm really about to die. Like I'm about to really fuck this shit up. Right. And he summons entire power to break out of the thing and move out the way of the beam, and it's just like those flashes of brilliance during that, but it's just like, I wish there was so much more. I wish he summoned that a little bit more. I wish they really pushed him to the limits. This could have been an opportunity, even you make Super Buu stronger, at least push Gohan to his limits and have him, ascend even further. Like
you want more. You wanted more for him. You feel like there was more to give. Maybe he shouldn't have went out like that.
No, I don't think he should have went out like that at all. And
especially after the buildup is what you're saying. Basically, they gave us so much buildup with Gohan, and then they just take it away from you, and it's like, hey, this means nothing now,
bro.
And that's it.
This is it. And at some point, Buu is just like, yo, I'm about to destroy the Earth. We get a weird cameo by Tien.
You've been waiting to talk about this cameo too, huh?
Because I call it a cameo because he's not part of the arc.
No, he's not at all.
My man has he has a Buu Saga fit, which is like very cozy. Mm-hmm. And he just shows up and he's just like one tri-beam and like knocks Buu's thing off, and then he gets kicked, and that's kind of it.
That's
and
it.
we never see Tien again.
CN Super.
Pretty much.
see you a few years later, buddy.
What a whole cameo by Tien. I love Tien. I love
Tien too. We always talk how great we love Tien.
We love awesome Tien. Character. Tien is amazing that they just flopped on as well.
He should be. I feel like, yeah. We'll talk about Tien some more one day. I just feel like he's an awesome character, and I think a lot of Goku's original OG friends deserve more too, but we talk about that.
A lot of things that happen, like beam battles and like special techniques, and a lot of things that are, so frequent in Dragon Ball Z was introduced through Tien.
This is true. He is a big part of the culture. People don't even understand it, but he is.
Let's get back. They're at the World of the Kais, and Goku's just watching from the sidelines like, damn, my son is getting washed.
My son is still getting washed.
Oh my God, this does not look good. And he's like, I wish I could go down and help him. And old Kai is like, all right, I'm going to give you my life, which I didn't know was a thing. They come up with
new rules, Meelz.
So many ways to bring Goku back to life. Like, especially even after the Namek thing, when we found out he wasn't actually dead. Like, come on.
Goku literally was seconds away from being destroyed on a planet, man. Goku's one of the luckiest people. He dies so many times, but people love him so much. He always finds a way.
Super, they're just like, fuck it. We're just going to keep him alive. Like,
dude, I think so too, bro. I was going to tell you that.
I don't know why.
Why are we killing him? Yeah, there's no reason to keep killing this man. It's better for him to get overpowered and knocked out for a while than to kill him off, because then they have to write a whole storyline on how they're going to bring him back.
Right. So
why kill him?
Okai essentially trades his life for Goku.
Shouts to Okai.
And he's just like, and he dies, and it's like a sad thing, and there's a beautiful moment, and there's like there's a little soundtrack to it. There's like, oh man,
they gave him some music.
He gave me his life. I really got to do this for him. And then Okai wakes up and is like, what are you still doing here? Like, go do your thing. And Goku shows up on Earth, a man in the nick of time too. Like, Majin Buu is about to do some serious damage, and then Goku shows up with like he gives him the fucking earrings.
The earrings.
That. The Potara earrings.
The earrings. Yeah.
The earrings that are, only Kais could get, but then they can give it away to anybody apparently. And it fuses two beings. And originally we were thought that it fuses them forever. Mm-hmm. Until Super, it's assumed it's forever. And when they end up splitting apart, it's merely coincidence. But it's thought that it's forever, because they told him, like, listen, when you fuse with this person, you fuse forever. And Supreme Kai already fuses with Capito like a dumbass, and now he's Capito Kai for the rest of his life. So, or at least a couple movies and the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But they give the Potara earrings to Goku. It's like, listen, go to Earth, fuse with Gohan, become the strongest thing ever, and defeat this Majin Buu. And he's like, all right, bet.
Fuse with Gohan.
Fusion is my entire life.
Fuse with Gohan.
That is weird.
What's that mental picture for you?
Inter-family feuding.
Mystic. What's their name?
Kuhan. I don't know.
Kuhan?
Gotta be. Go. I don't know.
Go. I mean, how do you...
What is their name?
Kuhan. Oh my God. Kuhan. Hanku.
Go. It's probably Go.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's...
Gokhan. There we go.
Man, I wish they would have go ahead and did that, man. They should have just fused together.
Listen,
son and father.
It's either Kuhan or Gokhan. I'm living with that. So Goku's on Earth. He comes in the nick of time. He comes with Destructo Disc and everything, and like slices Buu in half. Like, it's really, really quick. And he's like, I'm here. It's like, oh my God, Dad, you're alive. Like, what? Like, you're not supposed to be alive. Like, none of it's supposed to be happening. Like, I'm supposed to be strong too. He shows up on the scene. He's like,
Dad,
Gohan,
you're here. Yay.
Gohan, catch this and put this on your left ear. Oh my god. It continues to make him look so pathetic.
Yeah, it does, man.
Because he literally throws it. Gohan drops it in like this rocky terrain. Like there's boulders fucking everywhere. And he's like lifting up boulders trying to find this earring. I can barely find my like Pokemon Go thing.
Yeah, let alone
an earring.
An earring in a rocky terrain.
Like you have keys and you have clothes everywhere. You can barely find that. You can barely find the remote. You know the remote's in the house.
This is all facts.
But you're like, shit, I can't find this shit. I
lose stuff all the time.
I lose it all friggin' time, bro. I lost it the other day. My niece found it. But he shows up with the earrings. Gohan drops it. They're trying to find it. And in the interim, Majin Buu says, you know what? Oh, the fusion wears off. The fusion wears off from Majin Buu. He turns into Piccolo. Now Piccolo's is like base form because Piccolo's the strongest being inside of him.
Yeah.
It's super pathetic. It's like gross. It's like, oh my god, I got his shoulder shits in a cape. Like, this is not what I expected.
This is not what I want.
So Goku's like, oh, we don't even have to fuse anymore. I got this. And boy, was he wrong.
Again.
The slime thing. Gohan eventually finds the earring, but it's too late because Majin Buu has done his slime thing, his little Ivan Ooze trick, and he absorbs Gohan, and shit has just hit the fan entirely.
Yep.
He has become the superpowers version of Buu, and it's just Goku with earrings.
Another Buu version.
Goku's wondering, like, yo, do I fuse a Tien? Tien is like knocked the fuck out. Like, Tien dead.
Goku's like, damn, where's Tien, bruh? That would have been Tien's biggest moment. Tien's knocked out, and
all he's got left is Dende, who's not a fighter, and Mr. Satan, who I guess knows some martial arts. As Goku
man,
puts
Could you imagine? You've been waiting for your moment your whole life, and you're knocked out. You was this close to fusing with Goku.
You was this close to being the strongest being on Earth, my guy.
Hey, you knocked out already.
Man is asleep. So much that Goku's actually is like, yo, should I fuse her heal? Like, should I actually fuse it? There's a whole like sketch of it and everything.
Yeah, you can do it on the on one of the old Budokais. There's like a fusion. It's like a fusion thing for like I think it was like 5 or 6 different characters, and if you come in with the items, you can just fuse with them, and it makes some funny characters.
Goku's desperate. He is desperate as fuck. My man is just like sweating bullets, and he knows Majin Buu is probably not going to let him stay alive. And then in the distance, Goku senses something. He's like, oh my god, could this be? Wait a minute. Who is it? Whatever.
What is going on here? Is this some kind of a joke?
No, far from it. We're going to send the best fighter we have here to help them fight Buu. I want you to escort him there, Baba. I will take care of the rest.
For the record, you should know that this is a bad idea, but if you think it will save the universe...
The mighty King Yama comes groveling to me. Well, the deal stays regardless of the outcome, and I don't plan to blow myself up for him again.
You're what we have. You two must leave immediately if you're to make a difference. Now go!
Very well, sir. But does it have to be me?
Baba, I won't take no for an answer.
I'm just saying Majin Buu is really big and strong, and look at me, I'm just a wiry old woman floating on a ball.
Enough!
Back to Earth, then. So be it. Kakarot, pity you won't be there to greet me.
He like instant transmissions all the way over.
Yeah.
And it's Vegeta.
It's his flesh and blood.
Vegeta is back on Earth.
His cousin.
Vegeta has been brought back with Baba. He's probably cussing out Baba. He's like, yo, get the fuck away from me.
You already know.
And it's just like Vegeta's back in the fold. And it's almost like, you know, all
Sense-
these great
get a sense of relief?
moments we had, sense of relief, but all these great moments we had, and they're just brought back. It is what it is, but it's a major sense of relief. I think probably a lot more fans would rather Goku and Vegeta handle this than Gohan.
Of course.
And that's where we're gonna get, because we have Goku and Vegeta.
That's what it was all about.
And they're
Always
back.
have.
And they're back. That is it for this episode. Episode 20 of The Lookout, man. Episode 20.
Damn, this was a good one.
We talked about Gohan a lot. We gave Gohan this is a very
This is
strong
a Gohan episode.
This is a strong Gohan episode of just like the fuck ups and everything like that. We got a couple new fusions. Another fusion on the way. Let's talk about. We preview in episode 21. Episode 21 will feature the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, of course. The buddy cop shenanigans of Vegeta and Goku and learning the anatomy of the body.
Always a good time.
And of course, Kid Buu in all his great
Kid
glory.
Buu, man. I'm going all. I have so many great things to say about Kid Buu.
But we will talk about all of that next week on The Lookout. But thank you guys for tuning in thus far. Thank you guys for tuning into RNC Radio.
Yeah.
You know, we are here. We're subscribed. We got some news. We got RSPNs coming back soon.
Yeah, we are. We are coming back.
Listen, the promotional videos are amazing.
Yeah, man. Shout Mark for that, man. He did a great job.
We've got the A Show every week. We're approaching our 50th episode pretty soon in a couple of weeks. 50 episodes of the A Show, so make sure you stay tuned to that. We'll definitely have content for that episode.
Hey, wrestling is great right now, by the way.
It's amazing. So if you're not in, if you're into most of these people, I would like to think most of the people who are listening to this are also into wrestling, but I'm not sure. But
yeah, I think our community has a very,
diverse palette.
Yeah, like they like all the things that we like, so it's kind of cool.
We also have Perfect Play with Yui every week. New interview every week. I'm learning something new about like his city.
Yeah, Huey be pulling the strings.
I'm learning stuff about like fashion. I'm learning all types of shit on this podcast. We also have we have 2 belts. 2 belts will be new next week Sunday. And just a slew of other podcasts, man. I feel like I'm missing one. Late Fees. Oh shit. Late Fees, they've been killing it.
Come on, Late
summer.
Fees. Let's get this Dragon Ball Evolution episode.
Late Fees been killing it, man. The Spike Lee, the Will Smith, the Ben Affleck, all these things, man. They're just guys who are very good at what they do.
It's a great show.
But stay tuned to RNC Radio, man. This shit is amazing. We don't stop. We don't stop at all.
Network.
And yeah, stay tuned to the next episode of The Lookout. We'll be back. We'll be back on the same Lookout place, same Lookout channel. And Lookout's been destroyed currently, so I don't know where we're gonna stay.
Yeah, remodeled, man.
I don't know where we're gonna stay for the next episode or two, but we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be in the bando, I'm sure. Yeah, we're out. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.